Hey, my loves, it's me. I'm back with season 3. I'm so excited. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Thank you guys for making the show in the top 2% globally. What? Thank you guys. I love you guys. I missed you guys. I'm so excited to be back. Let's do this. Today's Girl Which Way show is brought to you by HelpYouFind.me. HelpYouFind.me is what you can also think of as your very own secure If I Go Missing file. It's a way to bring you back to those you love as quickly and safely as possible. We can never be too safe out here, and we hope you never need this tool, but if you do, you'll be so glad that you had it. With plans starting at just $20 for the whole year, everyone should be protecting themselves. Visit them at helpyoufind.me and use code Shalia HYFM20. That's Shalia, help you find me 20, but HYFM20 to save an additional 20% off of your peace of mind. And make sure you tell them the Girl Which Way sent you. Hello and welcome to the Girl Which Way show, the show that exists because life is a journey, but you still need direction. Grab your tribe and get ready because each episode we'll be talking about our real life issues, answering questions, and building solid relationships with one another as we heal and learn. I'm your host, your girl, Shalia Vinny, and today's show is about safety, personal safety, that is, because with all of the scary stuff we see on the news and on our socials, you know we have to talk about this, right? Because really the question of the day is, are you even prepared? Okay, seriously, let's talk about it and let's get real. Because every week we're seeing more and more scary incidents on our timelines and TVs. Men and women are disappearing, being snatched in broad daylight, being followed, being stalked. I mean, oftentimes we're not even safe in our own homes. You can't feel confident in an Uber or a Lyft because how well did they really vet these drivers? How often have you seen the Uber driver or the Lyft driver, they raped me, or they followed me, oh, they trapped me in the car. I mean, all kind of crazy stories. Vacationing doesn't feel safe because, with just one wrong turn or decision, you could be starring in your own live action sequence of the movie Taken. Every day they have some new method. It's like they're getting more and more creative in their methods, and we're becoming increasingly vulnerable. You know, human trafficking used to be something we would associate with third world countries, or at the very least, stuff that we didn't have to worry about because, we're pretty much safe here, no? But that's really a dangerous way to be thinking, and it's really not true. Did you know that the U.S. Department of State estimates that 14,500 to 17,500 people are trafficked in the U.S. every single year? Traffic victims are often beaten and brutalized, raped, sexually abused. But not all people are trafficked for sex work. Some are trafficked for labor or even more sinister reasons, like organ harvesting on the black market. Do you guys even know? It's so scary to think about this. These numbers are just going up more and more every year. So what are we supposed to do? How do we even protect ourselves? Okay, so we've all seen and heard different things, but with so much info out there, it's really hard to know what's what. We're not just walking around thinking, that could be a red flag, or I wonder if this person is trying to abduct me. We're regular, good-hearted people. It's hard to even think about the tactics these people use to lure and hurt us. Our minds don't even work that way. But you know what? We can't afford to be ill-informed, and we need to start thinking like the criminals, because knowing what we're up against can keep us one step ahead and that much safer. So here are just a few ways that are popular trafficking methods. Number 1, you could get text messages from random numbers saying they met you on dating apps or asking to meet up. It sounds stupid because you don't even answer random numbers. But what about when they text you information that they shouldn't probably have? They do their research on you and they often know something about you that will help you to think that what they're saying is legit. You gotta question everything. If it doesn't feel right, it's probably because it's not. Another new and weird tactic is leaving empty car seats out in plain sight in the hopes that you'll go over and look into it. You go and look at the seat, thus letting your guard down long enough for them to snatch you. Then there's the smelling the perfume in public thing. They may come up to you in a parking lot saying something like, "Oh, I'm selling perfume. Will you smell this?" But what you don't know is that it's laced with drugs to make you pass out so that they can snatch you quickly and quietly. Do not smell anything being sold by a street salesman. Just go to Macy's, okay? Some are approaching you in parking lots asking if they can have your cart. And if you're okay with it, once you go through with it, they're going to try and snatch you. What they do is they engage you and they say, once you say sure and you push over your cart, what you don't know is that there's an accomplice behind them waiting to grab you. That person that's asking for the cart is just a distraction. Then there's the leaving the flyers on your car windshields. Sometimes they douse them in sedation drugs that enter your system through your fingertips. But the newest trend is putting the notes in a Ziploc bag, which you don't know has been glued closed. You're standing there focused on getting the bag open because your curiosity is piqued, and unbeknownst to you, there's a creep counting on your curiosity and patience in the hopes that while you're distracted, they have enough time to grab you. They're also using women and girls that you can relate to. Some of the women are older. Oftentimes the women is older, particularly because they feel that you trust women, older women. They get your guard down. As women, we feel safer with each other. So she may be asking for help or following you for any number of reasons. The younger women want to get your phone number so you can meet up later for coffee or something. It's so scary, but you have to be diligent. They're there to get your defenses down long enough for the men to lure you. Be careful parking next to large vans or vehicles in parking lots or in areas where they might be able to grab you. This is magnified when you're in dark, poorly lit places, especially when there's not many people around. They've started using Apple tags and trackers. Check your cars. If you find one, you need to report it to the authorities. I have heard that if you turn on your Bluetooth and when you're getting into your car, it helps to disable it. And it's also on your iPhone. When you go to your iPhone, it will notify you of AirTags not registered on your cloud. Check it, you guys. And to my ladies that live alone, please be careful. You're being targeted and followed because you live alone and they know it. It's so important to not have a routine. You have to learn to switch up your routine. If they know where you'll be and when you're going to be there, it's because they followed you long enough to do so. They will know when to be ready to grab you. So get your coffee someplace else sometimes. Go to a different gym. Run errands at some other places on different days. You got to keep them guessing. To my fellas, you got to be diligent as well because men are being targeted just as much. It's not safe for you either. They have weapons and tactics that make men vulnerable too. If you are out there alone or you live alone, you need to be just as diligent as us ladies. All of our lives depend on it. Today's Girl Which Way show is brought to you by HelpYouFind.me. HelpYouFind.me is what you can also think of as your very own secure If I Go Missing file. It's a way to bring you back to those you love as quickly and safely as possible. We can never be too safe out here, and we hope you never need this tool, but if you do, you'll be so glad that you had it. With plans starting at just $20 for the whole year, everyone should be protecting themselves. Visit them at helpyoufind.me and use code Shalia HYFM20. That's Shalia, help you find me 20, but HYFM20 to save an additional 20% off of your peace of mind. And make sure you tell them the Girl Which Way sent you. With so many things for us to be looking out for, is there anything that we can do to actually keep ourselves out of harm's way? While there's no guarantee with anything, we can do a few things to protect ourselves. So here are 5 ways to be more cautious and to feel more secure. Number 1, be alert and diligent. Pay attention to your surroundings. Get off of your phones and look around when you're in public places. Distractions could cost you. Is someone following you? Do you notice odd behavior? Is your energy off because you're picking up bad vibes? Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. It could save your life. Number 2, get some security at home. Invest in a Ring device or any other video doorbell. Lighting around the house is helpful, preferably motion sensors. Cameras around the house and inside of the house are helpful. Criminals hate to be seen, so light them up every chance you get. Put them in the light and on camera. You can get the whole Ring alarm system, or Simply Safe makes an alarm system as well. These systems can be adjusted for tiny apartments or large homes. They're even coming equipped with panic buttons and, live help just in case you need it. Maybe you want to get a big dog to help alert you to threats. Some of these, all of these, whatever's helpful for you, whatever's within your budget and lifestyle, get it. Number 3, firearm safety. Take the time. Get your firearm safety card, background check, firearm. Get it taken care of, especially if you live alone. It's always a good idea to be prepared. Get to a shooting range and familiarize yourself with your weapon and have it readily available should you ever need it. I mean, none of us want to think about having to need it, but you certainly don't want to be ill prepared if it ever comes down to someone entering your home and the situation becomes you or them. I'm licensed and ready to protect myself if my husband is not home, and I think all of us should have that peace of mind. Get a personal emergency toolkit. Number 4, pepper spray, emergency vehicle escape tools, self-defense keychains, concealed knife pens, disguised stun guns, safety alarms, whistles, Kubotans. There's so many little quick and cost-effective ways to add an added layer of protection while you're on the go. They're small and they're easy to carry around, and they often go unnoticed. Double bonus. Number 5, this one I am so proud to tell you guys about, and I stand behind their product so much that I've partnered with them. Trust me. Number 5 is helpyoufind.me. Okay? Now, this is something that I recommend for everybody. You definitely need this. Help You Find Me is a tool that I hope that none of you guys ever need, but if you ever do, you'll be so glad you have it. It's like personal insurance. So we've all seen those TV shows and movies and crime dramas, right? Someone comes up missing, but the police can't open a case until they've been missing for X amount of hours. It's frustrating because you know something's wrong with your loved one and the police are saying to wait it out. But by the time they're legally required to act, your loved one could be in a whole nother country. Then they have to get access to accounts and passwords and put the pieces together. This takes time and communication with your cell phone provider, the banks, social media networks, all of this. We could have saved so much time. What if it was easier? What if you could have saved that time? What if you had something to start with when you went to the police? If something happened to me, I would want my loved ones to be able to say, okay, Shalia was on IG. It looks like she was supposed to meet up with such and such. I see that she made a charge for blank dollars at this location. Her cell phone's last call was to this person. Her location was here. How much faster do you think they'd get me back then? Now we have a picture and we have something to go on. We can get the camera footages from these places. We know where to start. It started instantly instead of days later. That's what Help You Find Me does for us. My information is encrypted, so much so that the folks behind the program can't even see it. It's completely safe. I can give access to my information as much or as little as I want, only to someone I trust, my parents or my spouse or my best friend, whoever it is, right? I give them a code to sign up, and the beautiful part is I set the rules. My rule could be that if I'm missing for one full day and you don't hear from me, you get access to my info. When you go in to look at the information, I get a message. If I'm all good, I can block you from getting the access. But if things are as bad as they seem, I won't reply to you. And when I don't reply to that message, voila, my info is open to you and you can start to put the puzzle together. I can block anyone's access at any time. I can pause your access at any time. If I know I'm going to be off the grid or in a spotty area like the mountains, or I might not have great service, I can easily pause my account so that you don't get unwanted access to my info. I am always in control until I can't be for whatever reason. If you're traveling, you should get this. You can send little notes in the app like, wait a minute, my Uber driver is kind of weird. Here's a picture of his ID in case you need it. If you live alone, you should get this. If you go out often by yourself or with your friends, you should get this. If you're in college, you need this. Our daughters, sisters, wives, friends, family, we need this. It's such a life-saving godsend. And guess what? Their plans start at $20 per year. Yes, per year. It's pennies a day. And if you use my code, Shalia, HYFM20, at checkout, you'll get another 20% off of that. Try it. You know you guys can sign up for the free trial right now and discover how great it is, right? Try it. Thank me later. Remember, it's not always a violent act. Very often they charm your defenses right out of you. They build trust and lure you to them. They trap us. Your assailant may not look how you would expect them to. They've enlisted the help of our neighbors to help them pull off these tragedies. People are desperate for money and some will do the unthinkable to get it. You should assume that everyone is out to get you and never let your guard down. They look for those of us who appear vulnerable or weak. Perhaps you live alone, travel alone, shop alone, or are often alone. They look for those who won't be missed. Maybe not a lot of family. You're adopted. Foster teens, the homeless population, those who won't make a big fuss in the media, aka black and brown people. It's not safe out here, and it's right in your backyard. Look up trafficking in your state and make yourself aware of the numbers. I love you all so much, and I want you to be safe, healthy, and happy. Please take care of yourselves and each other. I love you. Today's show is brought to you by HelpYouFind.me. Please rate the show on your favorite streaming platform, share it with one person who you think needs to hear it, and ask them to do the same. Remember, good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. Until next time, your friend and motivator, Shalia. Bye.